Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's changing the game for anyone spending money on ads: artificial intelligence. We're going to break down how AI is flipping paid media from a manual, often frustrating chore into a smart, predictive engine. In today's crazy fast digital world, this is the question, isn't it? For every single performance marketer out there, this is what defines success. Because let's face it, consumer attention is everywhere and nowhere at once, and the competition is absolutely fierce. So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll talk about why the old way is just not cutting it anymore. Then we'll look at AI as the new performance engine and the three massive transformations it brings. After that, we'll see what this means for your competitive edge and wrap it all up with a quick action plan you can actually use. Let's get into it. All right, first things first. Let's set the stage by looking at the problem. Why do the methods we've relied on for years suddenly feel like we're trying to run a race in hiking boots? You know, the entire landscape has just been turned on its head. We used to have this slow, pretty predictable workflow of manual tweaks. Now it's this chaotic, real-time ecosystem where ad auctions are won or lost in milliseconds. A human just can't keep up with that pace. It's impossible. And when you really think about it, these limitations just compound on each other. You're slow to react to trends, your budgets are based on data that's already old news, and your creative testing moves at a snail's pace. It all adds up to one thing: a reactive approach that is guaranteed to lose in a world that operates in real time. And this is the turning point, really. When human capacity hits a wall, technology has to step in. This is exactly where AI stops being some cool, futuristic buzzword and becomes an absolute necessity to even compete. This quote from Bhaskar Thakor just nails it. Winning with AI isn't about buying some shiny new software. It's a fundamental shift in mindset. You stop being just a campaign manager and you start becoming the conductor of an intelligent, automated system. So what does that actually look like? Well, it's the difference between looking at last week's report to decide what to do next versus a system that is actively predicting next week's outcomes and optimizing your campaigns for them right this second. And the results of this shift? They're not small. We are talking a potential 20 to 40% lift in your return on ad spend. Just pause and think about that. What would a 30% jump in efficiency mean for your budget, for your bottom line? It's not a minor tweak. It's a complete game changer. Okay, so how in the world does AI actually pull this off? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and break it down into the three core pillars of paid media that it completely revolutionizes. These are the big three: how you find your audience, what you actually show them, and how much you're willing to pay to reach them. This is where AI's superpower, processing insane amounts of data at lightning speed, really comes into play. First up, targeting. We have to move beyond the old school stuff like women aged 25 to 34 in this city. AI goes so much deeper. It analyzes thousands of real-time behavioral signals to find people who are showing intent, people who are actively looking to buy right now. It's all about finding the perfect who at the perfect when. And this unlocks some incredible tools. I mean, imagine giving every single person who visits your site a live probability score of how likely they are to convert, or building lookalike audiences that aren't just static lists, but living, breathing models that are constantly updating themselves with your very latest customer data. Next, let's talk creative. The days of painstakingly setting up a few A/B tests and then just waiting for weeks to see what happens, those days are over. This is about AI automatically assembling and testing thousands of ad variations to find the perfect mix of headline, image, and call to action for each individual person. And here's where it gets kind of sci-fi, but in the best way possible: contextual adaptation. Think about this. Your ad creative could automatically change based on someone's location, the local weather, or even the time of day. That level of hyperrelevance was just a fantasy before AI could do it at scale. And finally, bidding. This is where you let the machine handle the incredibly complex, split-second decisions inside every single ad auction. The goal? To make sure you get the best placement at the absolute best price every single time. So what this means is not only are your bids being optimized in real time, but your budget can literally flow like water between different campaigns, even across different platforms, to wherever it's performing best. A process that used to take days of human analysis now happens in an instant. So when you put these three transformations together, what do you get? It's more than just a more efficient campaign. What you really get is a powerful, sustainable competitive advantage in a very crowded market. But look, if you're going to drive this new performance engine, you need a new dashboard. It's time to start looking beyond simple clicks and impressions. New metrics like a user's conversion probability score or your auction efficiency ratio become your new North Stars for measuring what actually matters. Now, of course, this is not a magic bullet. We have to be real about the risks. AI can sometimes get a little too focused on short-term goals and forget about long-term brand building. Or it can lead to creative that starts to look and feel just like everyone else's. That human oversight, it is still absolutely critical. Okay, that all sounds great, but the big question is, where do you even start? How do you bring this power into your organization without just causing a bunch of chaos? Well, here's a simple, straightforward plan. The key here is to be deliberate. Don't try to boil the ocean. You start by auditing your current campaigns to get a solid baseline. Then you pick the right tool for a small, controlled pilot project. Once you see it working, you expand it out gradually. This way, AI enhances what you're doing, it doesn't just disrupt it. And this right here is probably the most important takeaway of all. The goal is not to replace marketers. The marketers who are going to win in the future will be the ones who master this beautiful combination of human strategic vision and creative genius, amplified by the incredible execution power of AI. So, when it all comes down to it, the shift to AI-powered paid media isn't really an option anymore. It's what's required to stay competitive. And that leaves you with one final, very important question to ask yourself. Is your strategy built for yesterday, or is it built for tomorrow?